B. Smart thinking. You have identified a way to help out the parent and still avoid one-on-one contact with the scout. If a child is still not picked up after a scout meeting, you typically try to contact the parent or another relative. Then, after a reasonable amount of time, ask another adult or at least 2 other scouts to accompany you in the car. If the parent is stranded, calls, and asks you to take the child home, you still must do everything you can to avoid one-on-one contact with the child. Call a spouse or a friend, another scout's parents, or at least 2 other scouts to accompany you as you drive the boy to his house. This protects you and the scout and keeps you from having one-on-one contact. Note, obviously, one-on-one contact with your own child is permissible. If you have a son in the unit and he is with you, you may take the other boy home with only you and your son in the vehicle. You are a scoutmaster. Tomorrow is your big campout. You have your tour permit, 2 parents, and 1 leader who has been through youth protection training. You get a call from the youth protection trained leader. He's stranded at an out-of-town airport and won't be able to make it back in time. You still have 2 deep leadership, but neither adult has youth protection training. What should you do? A. If you are one of the adults going, you can proceed as planned. You are taking the online training version of youth protection training right now. Complete the course and print your certificate. You are good to go. B. If you can't go, call both parents that are scheduled to go. Ask one or both of them to take the online training. A. The BSA requires that every campout have not only 2 deep leadership, but an adult leader who has been youth protection trained. In this case, you are the trained leader. If another youth protection trained leader isn't available on such short notice, your only option is to reschedule the outing. These situations can be avoided by encouraging all adults in the unit to complete youth protection training. Accessibility to this training online makes a fully trained group of adult leaders a fairly simple goal to accomplish. The BSA has adopted a number of policies aimed at eliminating opportunities for abuse within the scouting program and providing additional security to both our members and adult leaders. In addition to 2 deep leadership, every outing must include an adult leader who has been youth protection trained. If you don't have this combination, the outing can't take place. These rules are designed to not only keep your troop safe, but to protect your adult leaders as well. Scenario. Several boys in your troop were recently tapped out for the Order of the Arrow. The parents of one of the boys want to attend the induction ceremony. When you inquire about the ceremony, the chapter advisor says that the ceremony is closed and that parents cannot observe. What should you do? A. Tell the parents that in order to preserve the order's mystique, they will not be able to attend. B. Insist that the chapter advisor check the youth protection policies and open the ceremony to parents and leaders who are not order members. B. Correct. If the chapter advisor maintains his position of secrecy, you should notify the scout executive immediately. It's nighttime at a campout. One scout keeps coming to your tent and saying that he doesn't feel good. After talking with him for a few minutes, he reveals he's homesick. He reappears a third time, saying that he just wants to hang out for a while. You know his parents, and you know that this is his first camp out. What should you do? A. Let him hang out in your tent for a while until he feels comfortable enough to go back to his own. B. Talk to him outside the tent, in view of the other tents, for a while. Ask his patrol leader to spend some time with him. B. Good job. You understand that BSA policies prohibit one-on-one contact, as well as youth sleeping or staying in the tent of an adult. Talking out in the open with another leader looking on would allow the boy to express his fears and protect you as well. These policies promote a respect for privacy and protect both our youth and adult leaders alike. By calling in the aid of the patrol leader, this presents an excellent opportunity to develop boy leadership. When you're camping, no youth is permitted to sleep in the tent of an adult other than his own parent or guardian. There should also be a mutual respect for privacy. If a scout comes to your tent, it's important that you maintain the rules by maintaining your boundaries. If a scout is afraid, speak to him outside of your tent, in view of others, but send him back to his patrol to sleep. Scenario: Your Cub Scout den has been making their Jungle of Fun masks, and cleanup has begun. You notice your assistant den leader, Susan, is being way too hard on the kids. You then see her grab one of the boys by the arm and swat him on the behind. What should you do? A. Plan to talk to Susan later to tell her to ease up on the Cub Scouts and find out if anything is wrong. B. Take Susan aside immediately and let her know that it's never acceptable to hit a scout. B. Correct. Physical punishment is not acceptable in scouting, and Susan needs to know that she should use only constructive discipline. Notes on discipline. Adult leader responsibility. It is the responsibility of adult leaders to maintain order in a unit. Be consistent with routines and rules for behavior. Monitor youth leaders carefully. In a Boy Scout troop, the program is run by the youth, but supervised by adults. Adult leaders need to be within seeing and hearing distance of all activity. Note: it is advisable to organize patrols and dens in similar age groups. This prevents the temptation for older scouts to take advantage of younger scouts because of their size or seniority in the troop. Involve the parents of a youth who is behaving improperly on a consistent basis. The worst-case scenario may be removal of a boy from a unit, but it may be the only viable option. Establish a code of conduct based on the Scout law. A Scout is trustworthy, loyal,